on your tag map.
Is that a YouTuber?
I think it is. That's what.
Enemies dropping in.
I can't, bro. Every corner I bro.
Down. Holy.
Alright guys, so today I'm going to talk about pretty much the only things you need to know in this game about movement. So that's kind of like where this whole video is centered around. I'm not going to talk too much about just like aiming or any of other specifics in the game, just about how to move a lot better. A lot of you guys, you see a lot of these streamers, content creators, maybe people on your friends list who have amazing movement, and you just try to replicate that yourself, and you're just doing a lot of stupid things. You're doing bad movements to where you're getting caught off guard out in the open and dying. Maybe you're just getting like dead slides and things like that, to where you can't have smooth movement. And I'm just going to explain all of that in this video so that you can get a lot better in this game. Alright, so it's going to be a really long video because I'm making it more in-depth. So I'm going to talk about a lot of specifics so you guys can be really good at this game and just not mess anything up. Alright, so before we do anything, I will talk about the setup and the equipment side. So if you are on PC and you can reduce your input delay, which I have, like I said, the time resolution, overclocking my controller, you will get a lot faster movement in this game. Alright, the reason that is because if you guys can react faster towards certain things, if I get shot, okay, boom, slide cancel. I just got shot over here. I can slide cancel here faster if I'm on a really good system with really low input delay. Okay, so I want to focus on reducing that as much as possible. If you're on PS5, you still have like the second best fastest input delay compared to being on PC. If you're on Xbox, it's slightly less because they actually have more delay in their controllers than PlayStation. And then if you're just on old gen, which is what, an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, you are completely out of luck. All right, so you can still have good movement and still do decent, but you will get a lot better if you do have faster equipment. That's just the reality, okay? So PC, have a monitor, overclock my controller, I'm pretty much good to go. And I play wired. All right. After that, we're going to get into the settings portion, the best settings that you need to have for really good movement. So again, button layout, I talked in my other videos. This is extremely important for making sure that your buttons are spread out from each other. Okay, I have bumper, jumper, tactical, flip. So this pretty much means that I'm going to jump with L2. Okay, so when I slide cancel, right, I'm sliding with my right hand, jumping with L2. And I can jump, slide. Spreading them out is going to make you a lot more comfortable with your controller, and you don't have to do every single thing with one hand. Okay, so if you have paddles, this does work very well. If you have paddles on your left side, right, so you're using your left hand to jump, right hand to actually perform the slide, then that's going to be a lot better that way. So you do want to make sure whatever button layout you use, or if you have paddles or not, you want to make sure that it is split up from each hand so that you can be a lot better with your movement and press buttons a lot faster. Next, I'm going to talk about dead zones. So I mentioned before in the previous videos that the lower your left stick min and max is, the faster you are going to be performing moves in this game. Alright, so this is me moving at 5:15, so 5 minimum, 5 maximum. Now, if I put this all the way down, so 0, this is going to like mess up. See, like my thing's going up like that, right? So that's extremely annoying right there. But if I do play on the lowest, now I'm able to like strafe left and right. And somebody asked me a question in my last video, right, in the comments, what is strafing? Strafing is just like moving left and right like this, so your character moves and you're able to dodge bullets and activate rotational aim assist that way while you're moving left and right. Right, so your strafing speed is going to be so much faster, so you're going to be able to just go boom, right? So slide this way and then go this way super fast, the lower that is. Okay, the reason why I don't play super low, like 5 or 0 and 5, is because it is going to mess me up when I'm accessing, let's just say, the buy station, or I'm just trying to select my loadout or anything like that. I might pick the wrong loadout. So the lower you have this, it is going to make it so reactive that you either might move by accident, or you might mess up things when you are selecting things on like the main menu and things like that, right? So I try to have this as low as possible just so that my thing doesn't mess up. So I'm going to go back here and try to put this right. So 5:15. Okay, the max is pretty much how reactive the stick is going to be towards when it reaches the max. So everyone knows that if you guys touch the left stick slightly, you walk. So if you have a super low max, that means if you touch it lightly, it's going to reach that faster speed to where you're not really walking anymore. And this is also going to increase your tactical sprint. So my tactical sprint is going to be activated so much faster when I move it up and I have a low dead zone compared to when I have my dead zone tie. So the people who play like 65 max and things like that, you're not going to be as fast as a person like me who uses this super low. Okay, so you guys want to make sure you have this low. Right stick, this is more for aiming, but it does help with your movement speed because you can look left and right super fast to be able to slide and do things like that. So having it on 0 is going to make you the fastest, and then right stick max is pretty much unaffected by movement. That's more aiming. Okay, sensitivity. So every single person, if you were starting out and you have really bad movement and you want to fix that up a lot, you need to play on a low sensitivity. I play 3-3. Anything 6 and lower, from my personal experience, is really good for you. 7 and 8, you start to get into like the medium category, and then 9 and higher is really going to make you faster, which may not be a good thing all the time. The main reason why having high sensitivity is not the best is because you need to focus on making every single movement really organized. Okay, so let's just say I'm doing a move where I'm just like, I want to challenge somebody and like I slide over here, jump back. All right, that move is going to be a lot better if I'm timing my slides to hit this angle perfectly and then push back like that. If I'm on too fast of a sensitivity, maybe I might hit it this way and then go back over here. It's just going to mess me up a lot more than if I was able to time it perfectly. Okay, so I have amazing movement. You guys can definitely watch my videos where I drop crazy games where I have amazing movement, but I'm playing on 3-3 the whole time. Right? So I have super good movement on 3-3, and playing things like 15-15, 20-20, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, a lot of people do that to be flashy or just try to prove that, oh, I can play on a high sensitivity, I look really cool, but you do not need that to have great movement in this game to be the best, and to get a lot of kills in that regard, right? You don't need that at all. Okay, so if you guys can't control that, if you really can't play 3-3 because it's too low for you, I suggest somewhere around 5. All right, when I played dynamic and I played around 5 or 6, that was extremely well for me. But I really like linear, so I played 3. Okay. Aiming response curve. If you guys didn't know, this does affect your movement. Okay. So for movement in this game, if you play linear, your movement is going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more instant. Okay. So I have noticed, like, if I'm sliding around here, right? So if I slide around here, my movement is more instant this way than if I'm using dynamic. Okay, so this little slide right here that I'm doing with my movement, if I am on dynamic, I'm going to put that right here. Where's the dynamic? Bam. And then I'm just going to make this like true dynamic, so I'm going to put the values all the way up. Let me just boop, boop, boop. All right, this is more of a curve. So when I slide over here, it like curves outward, right? So it curves outward instead of being like super like strict to this side. Instead of me instantly going like from here to here, it kind of like smooths out and makes it curvier. All right. Now, a lot of people debate. They do say that that is better for movement because you're going to have curvier movement, making you a little bit harder to hit. But that's kind of like the preference here. So for movement specifically, not even aiming, for movement specifically, I think dynamic is like good for curvier movement, maybe dodging bullets and stuff like that. But linear makes you faster. Okay. So if you want faster movement to be able to use more like surprise attacks, so I'm going to demonstrate that right here. If I was like using this wall, if I'm going like to the wall right here and popping out like this, I'm going to be faster with linear. I'm going to be a lot more faster. But dynamic would be a little bit more curvier, so where you might maybe make them miss more shots. But me personally, I prioritize the speed in this game, so I recommend just having like a faster moveset. Okay, and that really helps me with linear. So that's why I use linear 0-0. That makes me the fastest I could be in this game. All right, the next thing I'm going to talk about with the movement, obviously you should have automatic tactical sprint on. I'm pretty sure everybody has that by now because people have been using it since last Rebirth, right? So slide maintain sprint, have this on. I have talked about this in the past. I was back and forth with it, but they have fixed it, so I always have that on. It's not an issue anymore. If you have that off, it is going to make your movement slightly slower just because it doesn't maintain the sprint after the slide. Okay, not too much of an issue, but just always have that on. And then automatic ground mantle / hang with automatic airborne mantle. You want to have this on and auto mantle low and high. Okay, so overall, this is optional for a lot of people, but if you want the best movement possible, because this is a movement video, you want to make sure you have this on. Okay, you won't have problems with Windows anymore. So boom, you jumped right through there, because I don't need to spam like the jump button over and over, right? So amazing movement, jump through there. I can hop over here, and this can mess you up in certain times. So that's why I do make it optional for a lot of the people I either coach or talk to. But for the fastest movement speed possible in this game, this is going to make you even faster. All right, I cannot play with this off. I have it on every single time I play the game, because you're going to have insane movement throughout wherever you go. Okay, and if most of the population, right, or the people who play this game are not having this on, you're going to be able to outperform them and be faster than them in a lot of situations. Okay, so have that on if you can play with it. Slide/dive behavior, make sure you have this on either hybrid or slide only. Those are the fastest possible slides that you can do in this game, rather than tap to slide, or if people use tap to dive. And then hybrid, I've been messing up a lot with this more. For some reason, my slides have been getting messed up, so I keep it on slide only. But if you are on hybrid, then you do have the ability to dive. Okay, and diving is not that important in this game, so I do not really like push that side or stress that side at all. So slide only. And the last thing I will say for the movement is the FOV. So the higher FOV you have in this game, the better you are going to be for movement. If I'm playing on 120, I am going to have the best movement possible, but 115 does give me the best for like aim assist and stuff, and being able to move fast. So if you are strictly trying to focus on your movement, I would say keep it between the 115 and 120 range. That is extremely good for making sure that you can move fast in this game. And that's mainly because the higher you have your FOV, the more you're able to actually use your side to side movements. So when you're doing slide cancels like left and right like this, that's going to be a lot smoother, and you're going to access it a little bit faster than if you're using a lower FOV. And if you're using something like 80 FOV, you can greatly notice how much it really ruins your movement. Okay, so it's really hard to play on lower FOVs with that. But that's really it for the movement aspect. Everything else is just like aiming or just like vision in this game. So that's all the settings that you need to have really good movement. Now I'm going to work on more of the fundamentals and the basics of having good movement in this game. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is slide canceling in this game. This is the #1 movement and most important movement that you should be able to know how to do. All right, so I'm going to explain that right here, because there are a lot of people in the past who didn't even know how to perform this right. So that's why I'm going to go over it. Okay, so slide canceling is simple. You slide, jump, slide, jump. It was a few buttons in the past, but now they made it a lot simpler. So you don't want to be like sliding and then sprinting, right? No slide sprinting, or just sliding it out and then moving up like that, or slide, jump, or slide, slide. You don't want to be doing like anything like that. All you need to do is slide and jump. Okay, and the reason why this is better is because you only need to press 2 buttons, and on top of that, being that you jumped, then you can already jump on top of that. So if I want to do like a slide, and then, or slide, jump, and then jump off top of that, boom, I can do it like that. Okay, so slide cancel, and then jump. So that is a slide cancel. When you guys do the slide cancel, you want to think of it as a burst of speed. So if I'm going to slide cancel around a wall right here, then think of it as I'm bursting around this wall, and then I can shoot somebody. All right, so if we talked about peeker's advantage in the other videos, then you can use that to boost off here, boom, dead. Okay, so super simple move, and make sure that you're doing that every single time to where you can get the best speed burst possible. Now with the slide cancel, I'm going to talk about dead slides and how you can avoid that. So I'm going to get a really heavy weapon right here. Okay, so I have a really heavy weapon right here, right? And it is harder to slide cancel when you have a heavy weapon. So here, if you press the slide cancel combination really fast while you have a heavy weapon, sometimes you could either do like that jump thing, or you could just like go like this. Like I just pressed the slide button, I pressed slide jump, and it made me prone. All right, so I'm gonna try that again to see before I mess up. There, I did it again. Okay, and if you have a faster weapon or even like a knife or something, right, you never have this issue. So I could just keep slide canceling as fast as I could possibly do it, and I won't have the issue of accidentally proning or getting dead slides like that. So you want to focus on, if you have a faster weapon out, let's just say a pistol, SMG, then you can get away with activating your slide a little bit earlier. But if you have a heavier weapon, then you do have to activate it a little bit longer. So just wait a little bit longer when you're slide canceling. and you have no dead slides. You don't get any dead slides like this, okay? So, and then faster weapon, you could do fast, and then you could do it slow. So you could do it like either way. So if you guys are having a lot of dead slides and you're like, oh, I try to slide cancel around a corner, but then my character just drops and I don't know why he's doing that, just make sure that you're doing it a little bit longer, or just switch to a faster weapon, and you shouldn't have that thing at all. It shouldn't be an issue, okay? Because that is going to mess a lot of people up when they're like trying to engage somebody. They accidentally mess up in prone, and then they get shot. So won't get dead slides that way. Another thing that can give people dead slides is if they have bad momentum. So momentum is pretty much just keeping your same speed as you're playing the game. So if I'm going up like this, going down, I'm keeping that same constant speed over and over so that I'm not being slow and I can reach destinations faster. I can run away from people faster and things like that. So keeping your momentum is very crucial in this game. And there is a combination that I actually do for that so you guys can have the fastest speed possible and keep the momentum. And that is jumping at the top of your tac sprint. I'm gonna just put this for next time. So jumping at the top of your tac sprint, and then once you're at the top of your slide, then you wanna, once you're at the top of your jump, then you wanna slide downward. So it's like jump, slide, jump, slide, jump, slide. You know, if I have a really heavy weapon, I can still move pretty fast. And then if I have a slower weapon, so top of the tac sprint, slide, top of the tac sprint, slide, and doing that across the map. That's going to make you harder to hit too, but it mainly makes you keep the same speed over and over. Because if you guys are running at a regular speed, so if I'm tac sprinting right here, I'm going to be at the same tac sprint, okay? And if I slide, I'm going to have to end my slide eventually. So if you jump, you get a little speed boost with the jump too. So if you jump, little boost, slide, little boost, jump, little boost, slide, little boost, you're getting like multiple boosts at the same time, and it's going to make your character move faster. So that's why I do it across the map over and over, and that just makes me a faster player. So you want to make that a habit and kind of keep that rhythm over and over so that you can be a lot faster in this game. So now that we got that out of the way, right, we got the momentum a little bit, we got the slide cancel. Now this is the most important part that messes a lot of people up, especially if you have really bad movement. You need to focus on having organized movement, moving from cover to cover each and every single time. Okay, so there's a lot of people, they know how to slide cancel, they know how to move fast, but they're doing it in a way that just keeps them out in the open. Or if they're doing it pretty fast and somebody shoots at them, they can't go back into cover in time and they die. Okay, so you want to practice, and this is why low sensitivity is important too, moving from cover to cover. So as I'm moving, I'm going to each spot that I can possibly go to over time. So see that little pillar thing right there? So I would like slide over here, no one's there, slide cancel over here, I could jump, slide cancel over here, and you can see as I'm going this way, if I ever get shot, then I can easily retreat and go back. Okay, boom, nobody shoots me, go to this one, jump over here, go to this one, jump over here, right? So I can keep doing that because you kind of want to keep track of the places that you're going to each time. So it doesn't matter what situation I'm in, if I'm constantly getting if I'm constantly gathering certain spots that I could get behind cover in, then as I'm moving, if I get shot, okay, I can move back there, move back here. The worst thing you ever want to do is if you're just running out in the open like this, and then you get shot, well then where can you go? Towards the enemy over here maybe, or maybe a little bit like back here, but then you got to run back here and go. So this is what I keep in my mind too. If I have to do a really long place where I'm going like over here, I kind of like, I have this thing in my mind where it's like, you're in a bad spot, you're in a bad spot, you're in a bad spot. It's saying that over and over because I know that I'm most vulnerable when I'm out here. Okay, so I try to make sure that I'm hugging walls and making sure I'm super close to things so I can go here. Okay, maybe like over here. Here I'm going to be in a bad spot, so I know I'm in a bad spot, slide over here. Things like that. So you want to keep track of like the best spots that you can be in so that you can always hang on to cover in case you ever get killed. And that is why you need to have really organized and strict movement to be able to perform really good in this game. Now another thing I want to say too is this is how I have good movement in hard lobbies. So if I'm playing ranked or I'm versing really good people, then I still have really fast movement, but I have fast movement while being in good spots so that if I ever see an enemy over there, right, I can just go back here. And if there's no spots to rotate to, well then I'm just going to keep using the same spots that I have until I get an opening. Okay, you don't always want to push every single person, even if it's the bad choice to make. If there's too many people over there, too many people over there, maybe I'll just circle back here over and over. I'll just circle and hold the spot over and over, right? And then once I get an opening, okay, he's fighting another team, boom, I can go over here. So you want to keep that in mind too, because that's also going to ruin your movement to where you're just constantly fighting people over and over, even if you're in a bad spot, and then you're going to get killed. So keep in mind where you are on the map as you're doing these slide cancels, you're using momentum and stuff, and then as soon as somebody attacks you, you can use the last spot that you were currently in to get in cover like that. Only problem you may have with this is like if the gas closes in, but other than that, everything should be fine as long as you have like organized movement that you can keep track of. So with that being said, I am going to kind of like demonstrate that a little bit more. So with everything I just talked about, so momentum slide cancel, maybe drop shot a little bit just because the cover thing right here, nobody's there, slide cancel. Maybe I don't want to go over there, slide cancel over here, nobody. I can go back here, boom, nope. You see how I'm like picking these spots of just going to cover, to cover, to cover, to cover, like that? That's what you want to focus on a lot of the time, instead of just, okay, I'm going to run across the map, slide cancel, keep running, slide cancel, just like that, okay? So hope that makes sense. Hope you guys really get that down so you don't get shot when you're having movement. Okay, so this part I'm going to talk about now is pretty much when you're peeking, how to peek super fast, because a lot of people mess this up. They either struggle with peeking, or maybe they just like hit the wall or something. So you want to practice this like on any type of wall like this, and you want to practice going in and out like this. All right, so it's like a slide cancel here and then immediately retreat. So slide cancel, boom, slide cancel, boom, and then just doing that over and over. And this is really going to set you up to bait players. So if you're doing this over and over, this is why you see in a lot of videos where people have extremely good movement and they try to show off. They're just doing this multiple times, and then they could just like slide cancel outward and shoot somebody, or they can jump out of this, anything like that. But you want to really like have down and focus on just popping out of the wall like this. Boom. You could even see like I look super fast because I'm slow, then I'm super fast, then I'm slow, then I'm super fast. And it's like the movement speed or the movement boost that you get from just going boom, that is really going to help you boost out like that and really catch the player so that he can look at you. And then from his direction, right? So if he's aiming right here and he sees you going back and forth, it's going to be a lot harder for him to track you right there. So that's why you really got to get that down so that you can be able to use it in a game. So back here again, I'm just going to explain everything I'm doing. So like the momentum, okay, there's a wall right here. I want to go slide here, boom. Maybe I want to fight him. Then I could jump off that, shoot him right there. Okay, so just with the slide cancel alone and everything I talked about, you now have like a really good move that you can do so that you can pop out and kill somebody. All right, so boom, bam. And that's how you have good movement like that. And if you have a lower sensitivity, you could control that so much easier than if you're just doing that super fast, and then maybe if you pop out, you'll just miss a lot of shots like that. Okay, so very important. The next thing I'm going to talk about is timing slide cancels when you are fighting people. So let's just say right here, if I time my slide cancel obviously too far back, I'm not going to reach it in time, and then I'm stuck in a position right here to where if I slide cancel outward, I'm forced to be out in the open. All right, so here I try to do it too early, I got a dead slide. Here I do it over here, now I'm super out in the open. Okay, so the timing is very important. If you guys have to practice this over and over, you could definitely do that, but timing at the right times where you just pop out is going to give you the best peeker's advantage and help you kill a lot of people. And if there's certain times where you can't slide cancel, right, to where let's just say you're going over here, but then all of a sudden you hear somebody, you want to slide cancel, you can't do that because you have this thing to worry about right there. And then if you try to do it over here, you can mess that up and not have enough space to kill them. So if there's certain times where I can't slide cancel, maybe I'll jump. Okay, so jumping, if you don't have enough space, is good. I can back up a little bit and slide cancel, or I can just run away. So as you guys are like recording your gameplays or playing the game in general, you want to notice the certain times where there's too little space and not slide cancel at that part, because that is going to get you killed right there. Okay, so maybe here, like maybe I'll slide cancel over here. Okay, and then I know that if I run over here and slide cancel, it's going to be bad. So I'm going to go slide cancel over here and then slide cancel over here. You see, because I'm using the space to make sure that I have enough movement. So spacing is extremely important for when you want to have good movement. Boom, boom, if I go over here, I don't have too much space, so maybe I can create space by going back to the location I was. Okay. That's a long hallway, and I might not reach it in cover in time, so maybe I'll go a little bit. Nobody's shooting at me. I'll do slide cancel over here. You see how like I'm creating the times to like actually slide cancel in this game instead of just sliding? That's what you want to focus on. All right, so no enemies over there. Slide cancel over here. Boom. Slide over here. Boom. Slide over here. So it's like, make sure you time it right. It makes such a huge difference in this game. Next, I'm going to talk about slide locking. I have talked about this in my iridescent video. So if you guys haven't watched that video, I'm just going to explain it real quick for you guys. So slide locking is pretty much locking an enemy's aim in place, right? So if an enemy's right there and I want to do movement on the enemy, I want to make sure that I slide diagonally towards him. All right, so if I'm slide diagonally this way, that's really going to break his camera, because the closer you are towards your enemy, the more you can break their camera. Okay, I'm not going to do a crazy amount of movement like this if he's super far away tracking onto me. And that's another thing a lot of people mess up. If he's all the way over there and he can beam me, I want to focus on just getting to a spot as fast as possible. I don't want to be doing like a bunch of movement this way and like really try to break his aim assist or anything, because he's going to have a way time easier killing me from far away. Okay, so if I'm getting shot from far away, I just want to get to cover as fast as possible. If he's super close, like right here, okay, well then I can do like the little slide lock, break his camera right there, his aim assist locks to the ground, and then I can hit fire my way to kill him right there. Okay, so that's pretty much slide locking, so that you guys can break cameras like that, and the closer you are to the enemy, the better. If an enemy is right here, and I slide all the way over here, well now he has to do a whole 180 because I'm already behind him. So that does take a lot of practice. You guys will get that over time, but just focusing on sliding diagonally is going to be the most crucial part to actually help you. And you obviously can't do that if you don't have slide canceling down first. So getting slide canceling down, getting organized movement, and then focus on slide locking your opponents is really going to be crucial in this game. There's a lot of times where I have a starting pistol and I just slide lock a lot of enemies, and they have full-on assault rifles, SMGs, and I'm still able to kill them because I broke their camera so bad. Okay, so this is a very crucial move to when you want to have good movement, and you could just do that in maybe the firing range, or just go on like a private match like this, slide lock onto walls, slide lock this way. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it on if there's a guy right there. Boom, boom, right? And then in the game, you could just actually practice it more and more and more, or do it on bots. All right, actually I'm gonna do that right now. Bam, now we got multiple bots in here. I'm gonna break all their cameras, and I'm just gonna show you how you guys can practice this and really get the slide locking down. All right, you guys got this. And also it works best if you have a pistol, right? The smaller your weapon, the more you can get like the momentum, the boost forward. So I'm gonna find some bots over here. Bot right here. Hey, buddy. Oh, I'm getting shot over here, right? I'm gonna try to slide lock on this guy. So, boop. Ready? Slide lock. Bam, behind him. Right? I'll do with this SMG real quick. Alright, so kill him. Hey. Whoop. Over here. So, slide lock. Bam. Right? Bam. So, like, diagonal forward. I'm gonna try it one more time. And then you guys can definitely just practice this a lot, okay? Guy over here. Oh, don't kill me. Oh, he killed me. Okay, well. I'm gonna go over here. I'm using cover, right? So cover to cover. Cover to cover. I thought I heard somebody. I have my audio super low. That guy's too out in the open. Oh, I'll do it to this guy, yo. Slide lock. Slide lock. Slide lock. See, diagonal, right? So I'm moving diagonally on these people, and now it's like super hard for them to hit me. They can't shoot me. Bam. Right? So if you do that in the game, you're gonna be just destroying them left and right. Okay, so now that you guys know what that is, make sure that you practice that over and over and over, so when it's time for a game, boom, you just destroy their camera super easily. So dang, doing it right here. Oh, he can't hit me. And the closer you are, the better. So now we got slide canceling down. Like, that's the most important important move that you can do in this game. We're gonna talk about drop shotting. Okay, drop shotting is super simple. You just hold the crouch button, right? I think for a mouse, you can actually like press a button to prone instantly, which is kind of crazy. But you don't need the drop shot that much in this game. Sometimes I do it as habit. So like if I'm shooting at somebody, right? And then I just want to make sure that I'm not getting shot, I just drop to the ground. Boom, drop, drop. It's super easy, okay? I would focus on, if you have like really bad aim in this game, to like center first to make sure your shot is on them and then drop shot, because if you're drop shotting while you're shooting them, that is harder to do. As you develop really good aim over time, then that's going to be totally fine. Like you're not going to have an issue with that. But at least starting out, or if you want to make sure you secure the shot on the person, if they're shooting at you, aim first, shoot at them, and then when you're almost dead, then you can drop shot, because then their last few bullets, they think they got you, you immediately pop to the ground, and then you're fine. Drop shotting is pretty bad if you do it a little bit too early, or if that's like your number one go-to move, because if you drop shot to the ground and this person still has a lot of bullets to put in you, well, now you're gonna be easier to kill because you have a lot of headshots on you. Okay, so if you're drop shotting super far away, or sometimes like in the right direction to where they're in, you're gonna get headshotted a lot of the times. Okay, so that also leaves the question of, oh, what time should you drop shot? I would say if you're about to die, so if you're getting shot a lot, and then boom, so you can just avoid those few extra bullets, because you want to prioritize you not getting shot versus you just reducing bullets, because the more bullets they hit, they're gonna kill you like that. And then also, if you're just killing a whole team and you're slide canceling too much, so where boom, you got that guy, then a drop shot would just change up your moves so that they have no idea where you are, and it's going to be harder to shoot you. Okay, so that's when I would use the drop shot. Super simple. Just get on the ground. And then also too, once you want to get out of the drop shot, most of the time you want to sprint. You don't want to jump up. Okay, sometimes I do jump up, but let's just say I drop shot this guy, sprint. Right? Drop shot, sprint. Because if you sprint, you get out of it faster than if you just jump. Okay, so drop shot, sprint. Sprint. Alright, most people don't get that too, but you want to sprint out of your drop shot or any time you're on the ground. You do not want to jump. That is not going to help you out. That leaves me to the next thing I'm going to talk about, snaking. Not as important in this game, but this is just a drop shot backwards, sprint upward. So this is going to help on like head glitches of not getting seen, not getting shot, and then you can use that to kind of like scan the area and make sure enemies aren't shooting at you. Then you can either shoot them or just go in a different direction. Okay, so slide canceling, snaking, drop shot, got that all out of the way. One thing I do want to say too is you want to make sure that you kind of keep track of the times you are gonna die if you reach a certain location. So here, I'm pretty sure even if I was one shot, I could make this slide, right? So on one shot, I could still probably be like boom and not get shot, or maybe once. Like it would be really hard. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're slide canceling either off of a snake or just doing whatever. You want to do it on a time where you can just like almost never get shot when you're doing it as you're fighting people. Okay, so boom, boom, similar to what I was talking about before, but just wanted to mention that so you guys can like actually have spots that you can go to and not just keep getting shot while you're doing your movement. All right, so this next thing I'm going to talk about, now that I talked about a lot of like the real basics and then the fundamentals and stuff like that, I want to talk about what I call tightness of corners. Now, this is going to give you the fastest speed possible in this game, so if you're getting chased or running towards a direction, this is just keeping the mindset of being as tight as you possibly can around any corner. So these are buildings right here, right? So it's like I would be tight over here, tight over here, tight over here, tight over here, and now I can move across this building super fast. So keeping that same mindset when I'm going to places, right? So, okay, I just want to run here as fast as possible. Tight, 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 tight. I'm going to mantle over this thing, and I'm going to go tight. So the tighter you hit the corners right there, the more it's going to boost your movement speed forward, and you're going to get a little bit faster speed because you're moving more in straight lines toward a direction instead of somewhere else. And this is also why linear is way better than dynamic for the movement side, because it makes your corners super tight. If you are on dynamic, you're going to have curvier corners, so you're going to be able to curve around, but you're not going to reach the destination faster because linear more sharpens it to specific spots. Okay, so now I'm going to do that up here, just moving around the top using the tightness of corners. So tight, tight, down here, down. I'm going to jump a little bit, just like that. And now I can move around corners super fast, and it's hard for me to get shot if people are chasing me. And I could also reach destinations a lot faster. Okay, so that's just something that you want to keep in mind as you're moving across the map. Because if you're, I guarantee, if you're reviewing your gameplay and you're not that great at movement, you could see that there's a lot of corners that you don't keep tight. You keep them open, and that's why you keep getting shot a lot, and your movement is not super fast and consistent. Okay, so keep in mind the tightness of corners in this game. That's really everything you need in this video. I don't really need to talk about too many things. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to rank some of the moves that I do, like from best to worst, so that if you guys are like, you have all the movement things down, but you like don't know what to do in gunfights, I'm going to start ranking them right here. So the best thing that I would ever do, like I said, is the slide cancel. So if I want to verse an extremely good player, I'm going to kind of try to set them up so that I can get them in this type of positions where I'm slide canceling and they're right there. So if I hear somebody running over here, doom, 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 then I'm going to wait, slide cancel, boom. All right, so that's the #1 move I would do. The second move that I would do when coming off a movement, if it's not a side cancel or maybe like slide canceling head glitch, is I would do a slide cancel drop shot, or at least a drop shot around the corner, because this is gonna kill me faster if they know I'm doing this. But if they're expecting me to run up and side cancel, or if I drop on the ground, I can kill them with this small window right here. Okay, that's kind of blocking me, but I'm gonna do it over here, right? So drop shot, boom. Or I could just drop shot, back away, slide cancel. That's probably the second best move I would do. I get a lot of people off of that. And then the third thing I would do off a corner like this is just to jump. So if you're jumping, you're creating space, bam, maybe I'll slide cancel, and then just to switch it up, jump, right? So I would do either slide cancel, drop shot for not getting shot, and then a jump like this. So that's probably like, it's pretty much like all the moves, or 90% of the things that I ever do in this game as far as movement and trying to kill people. It's just all that right there. And then since I just practice that over and over, and I do it so clean and smooth, it just looks really cool in the game because I don't miss a single shot, and then I use a boost forward like that to actually kill those people. Alright, so that's what I would say if you guys are struggling, like, oh, I'm drop shotting all the time, but I keep dying. Well, maybe your problem is you need to slide all the time because people are headshotting you. So stop doing the drop shot a few times, do slide cancels more, and then do a drop shot in a different situation. Okay, so I would say that. And some people have an issue to where, like, as I mentioned with, you know, timing your slides, make sure you're actually popping them out right. Sometimes people are out of the tac sprint, so I'm going to, like, take away my tac sprint right here, right? They're out of it to where they're not tac sprinting, right? They're going like this. Oh, dang, it resets you fast. Get out of the tac sprint. So tac sprint dies, and then they slide. You don't want to slide at the end of your tac sprint because then you're going to have lower of a burst of speed, and then you're going to get shot. So sometimes, like, if I run out of tac sprint and I want to fight somebody, I pause for a little bit, you know, make sure I'm like not in the way of getting shot, and then top of my tac sprint, slide, boom, right? Top of the tac sprint, boom. So that's also going to help you like get the fastest burst of speed when you're fighting people, so that you don't get a slower slide when you want to engage with somebody. Alright, but that's really all I have to say about movement in this game. There's not many things to really talk about. It's just the same small things that you have to master so that you can get a lot of speed. Alright, so hope that made sense. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'm going to put a gameplay on.
Papi, usted no ayudan. Where? Come on, bro. Come on, he's low, bro. He's low. He's breath.
Never mind, I lied. I'm not going in yet. Someone was going in first. Did you see the video I sent you, by the way? Which one? Yeah. That's the one that I was talking about. That might be the best fucking video I've ever watched.
Marico, aquí abajo. Abajo, el primer piso. Y el segundo por ahí.
Located the rest of them. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Kill confirmed and we located the rest of them.
Imagínate, seguí así, marico, si uno te está esperando abajo. Una persona.
Got to put down the rest of them.
Position marked.
Loadout trap headed your way. Marking the rest of that squad on your attack map. Go get hunting.
No way, dude. He's low, he's low. Fíjate en el corner. Got last look.
The rest of that squad on your attack map. Get hunting. Target down. Marking the rest of them. Kill confirmed and we located the rest of them. Mark the remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down.
Don't say 17, bro. Right there, yeah.
Squad on your attack map. Destroyed. Use your attack map to hunt down the rest of them.
Cluster mine deployed.
Marking the rest of that squad on your attack map. Get hunting.
Enemy position in, Tiger. Find cover.
Use your attack map to hunt down the rest of them. rest of them. Resurgence has closed. No more second chances.
Requesting recon flyover.
UAV is bingo fuel. RTB at this time.
Voy. Uy, qué huevo.
Heads up. Enemy squad has you in the party turning. Moving. Closing in.
No, bueno.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Down.
Nah.
Something's fixing